What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I want to talk to you guys about an interview I saw. Of course, they were interviewing Deontay Wilder, and it was a good interview because these weren't Wilder nut huggers. These were people that were asking him questions because they have felt that Fury won. Okay, and I'm going to send the link below in in the description box. So I'll let you guys check it out, obviously, because, I want you guys intake on it. But let me counterpunch it real quick. First, Deontay was like, they were like, well, what happened? Because we feel that, Fury won the majority of the fight. And he was like, well, I was the effective aggressor. I was the effective aggressor. It's just when I came in, my game plan went right out the window. And it was like, well, why? It was like, well, I don't know what it is. I think that, I was really emotional in there. I think my emotions took over, and I knew that I needed to make a big impression, and I remember it was a time when you didn't even know who the heavyweight champion of the world was. So I had a lot riding on me, and I knew there was a lot of pressure on me to perform a certain way. So they were like, well, you choked up. He was like, no, I never choked up. I never choked up. I was the aggressor. He was the same thing he was doing. We practiced it over and over at the gym. I don't know what happened. So they asked him about Anthony Joshua. He says, well, they didn't want it every time, he said he wanted $50 million. And he said, I've had many private conversations with Anthony Joshua. And he knew that the money was real. And he saw what he asked for and he received it, and they still didn't take it. Then he said, I'll go a step deeper. I agreed for the $15 million. And when I agreed to it, they still didn't accept it. Okay. Let me counterpunch something. First of all, in the interview, when you guys look at it, because I want you guys to take a look at this video, he said that his game plan went right out the window. But he never said what the game plan was. That's for one. That struck me as odd. I'm like, okay, what the hell was the game plan? What did he do in other fights that he didn't do in this one? Because it looks like to me he did the same thing. He loaded up on the right. He pawed with his left. He looked for the right hand punch. That's his bread and butter. That's what he does every fight until the fighter either gets tired or they get comfortable or cocky. Then they think, oh, this dude ain't shit after all. Then bam, he takes him out, right? Well, that kind of happened along with being outboxed and outclassed. You know what I'm saying? Because Fury, yeah, he got dropped in the 9th and in the 12th. But Fury, the rest of those rounds, he outboxed him, outclassed him, made him look bad. Anyway, we know that. He let his emotions take over. Well, that's appropriate coming from Wilder. He's wild. So someone wild, he fights with emotion. He talks with emotion a lot of times. You piss him off. He's an emotional guy. I get that. What I don't get is the Anthony Joshua stuff, right? He said, well, man, I've been waiting all long time or whatever. And the $50 million, he said that he showed Anthony Joshua that he had the money, like it was in a big bag of money or something like that, But what got me, here's the number one thing about it that I didn't know or I didn't hear him say, was that he had many private conversations with Anthony Joshua. I never heard that ever. This is the first time I ever heard him say I had many private conversations with Anthony Joshua. You guys remember when Dillian White, it was on a DAZN commercial, and they were interviewing Dillian White, and Dillian White was like, hey, he ducked me for 2 years. He said he doesn't have to fight me. I got the proof. I'll show it to you. And he showed him like, hey, yeah, I don't really have to fight you or whatever. I can freeze you out for 2 years. He confirmed it. So my thing is if Anthony Joshua had secret conversations with Deontay Wilder, why in the hell is that just now coming to the forefront? You see what I'm saying? Like, it ain't a big secret with all this, right? If you put it all together, anything that Eddie sent to Deontay Wilder, he didn't like it, and then we knew about it because he took to social media with it, saying how shitty or how bad it was of an offer, right? Well, if you take that, then, oh, he was a coward, he was scared. But why didn't you say that in all those? Do you know how many interviews he went on, supposedly hyping the Fury fight up, but he was really hyping up his profile as well as, promoting another fight, obviously, or butthurt because another fight didn't happen. And that was the Joshua fight. But while he was talking about Joshua, how many times did he himself say Anthony Joshua was scared? Anthony Joshua was a coward, right? The money that they offered me was shit money on that fight of that magnitude. You know what I'm saying? He said that to people, countless people. And probably each and every, he said that on Great Morning Britain. He said it on numerous shows. Any show that he was on, or whoever would listen, he would say the same thing, right? It was like a broken record. He was a coward. He was scared. He didn't want that fight, right? And my thing is, now he's saying that I had secret conversations with Anthony Joshua. At that point, if someone says something like that, I'm not saying that it's not true. I am saying that it is hard to believe that it's true, because someone that is so quick to go to social media with every little thing, and the one person that has been pretty silent is Anthony Joshua, right? So why wasn't this, I had secret conversations with Anthony Joshua? Why wasn't that ever said? Now, I look at a lot of videos. I look at pro Wilder videos. I look at pro Joshua videos. I look at some that kind of, go to up the middle, right? And then I get a pretty good barometer of what's going on, you know what I mean? And I just put all the facts together in my head, and, and factor out what is and what ain't. But none of these guys, even especially the pro Wilder guys, this has never been leaked to them. Like, hey man, we've had secret conversations with Anthony Joshua, and he didn't want the fighter. He said this, and then we showed him that, and he done this other thing, so he's the one ducking. We never heard that. I never heard that ever. As much as we've been covering this shit all year, guys, we've been haven't this whole situation been going on damn near this whole year, right? And the $15 million, he was like, and it was strange on when he talks about I've agreed, and then they still decided to do something else. I'm like, I know exactly what you did, Buster. You told everyone on social media, like you tell all your business, that you accept the term. You and your boss, your co-manager, whoever the hell he is, Shelly Finkel, said you accepted the terms. You said that on social media. But what you didn't do, you did not sign anything saying that you agreed to terms. That you didn't do. So that's the problem with that. Okay, that's false. Because one person, if you know anything about business, if you say you're going to pay someone to do something and they pull out a contract and then you ain't going to sign the contract, well, guess what? You ain't going to get that work. If I came to my job and they offered, and they had, okay, here's a contract. Before you work, you got to sign the contract, because that's how it works at my job, right? And I don't sign the contract, I'm not fucking working. Bottom line. And matter of fact, hey, before you go to work, before you go on set or wherever, did you sign the contract? No. Okay, you got to sign the contract first before you can go to work. So it'd be different for me saying, hey, yeah, I was on this set or whatever, but I didn't get to work because I didn't like what was going on, but I already agreed to it. So if I already agreed to it, why didn't I sign the contract if I said I agreed to the work? That's what a contract's for, to guarantee you'll get paid for what you ask for or to what you accept. Okay? So that's my thing about it. So you don't have, you had conversations with Anthony Joshua secretly. Were they texts? Were they email? This I want to know. I wish I was one of those guys. I would have dug in his ass. You know, matter of fact, I'm in Alabama right now, driving back home. And if I ever run into Deontay Wilder, I'm going to like, hey, where's these secret conversations? Why couldn't you do what Dillian White did to you? And because I know if it's something you just talked about, it was a text. You know what I'm saying? So it had to be something on the grounds of, hey, Joshua, what's up with the 50 million? We got it in the bag. What's up? You know what I mean? Like, hey, let's talk. Something has to be in writing beside the talking, unless it was just talking only. You know what I mean? But the bad thing about it is I'm just now hearing about it. And everyone else is just hearing about it. But I want you guys to check this out. But back to the initial fight, he had no game plan, or he didn't say what his game plan was. He did choke up, and the only thing that saved him were the 2 knockdowns. If he would have knocked that guy down, there's one more thing I want to cover on that. He said if I would have just knocked out Fury, nobody would have gave me credit. Well, so what are you insinuating? Are you insinuating that you carried Fury? Is that what you're trying to say? Because that's what it comes off like. Well, if I would have knocked him out, I wouldn't have got credit for it. But yet, he struggled with me. I mean, he was competitive with me. That's why everybody amazed. No, everybody's amazed because this dude has been on his ass for 3 years and he's outboxing you. Okay? He's making you look like the person that's been on the damn wherever on the couch for 3 years. You see what I'm saying? That's the problem with that. That's how that looked. And it looked bad on your behalf, not Fury's. Because if Fury would have went out there, got knocked out quick, everybody like, oh shit, he was, he ain't had that time anyway. You go from Pianetta to Wilder's hard-hitting ass. Okay, what's wrong with you guys? He tried, whatever. And then Deontay wouldn't get what he felt he needs to deserve. But he was in a good fight with a guy. The guy rose to the occasion. And, and it was a good fight. It was a classic Rocky Balboa fight kind of fight. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But yeah, you guys tell me what you think about this particular video. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunched. Peace.